I started my channel around 1 year ago, and for all this time I already generate around 4 terabyte of different data, mostly video source data, and all this time I'm using my SSD M2 USB 4.0 NVMe external drive connected through my CalDigit to my MacBook. But apparently I'm out of space and I need to start thinking about some backup options, where to store my old videos. Maybe I will need them in future, so I need some solution for this. Just recently, like literally a couple of days ago, SanDisk presents their desktop SSD with the aim to be an external fast backup storage. So they're presenting this as a 1000 megabyte per second as a read speed, right? Which is obviously less than my external SSD, but still much faster than any, regular external hard drive. So today I want to show you, and first of all I want to do a review of this disk drive. Is it good? Is it fast? All of this, because I have a real need in this external drive. So I want to understand, is it good for me? And maybe it will be good for you. Or it still doesn't really make sense in comparison to this super fast M2 external SSD. So let's jump into review. So first of all, let's quickly check what we have as a package and what we have inside the box, right? Inside the box you will have this SanDisk external drive. I have today for the 4 terabyte, same as my external SSD. It's very simple, but also pretty nice made device. So it will be, good looking accessory on my desk, or maybe on your desk. And it's very simple. We have a power connection and Thunderbolt connection. And also I think this is a security connection. We have power, we have this USB-C, which is Thunderbolt, and we have an additional connector if you need from USB-A to USB-C transfer. Let me quickly connect this SanDisk to power supply, and then we will do some real testing. So let's do a couple of real tests. First of all, I need to test obviously the speed, what the marketing team of SanDisk is, promising. It's not always the case, So let's quickly test using a disk speed test from Blackmagic. I'm using Mac, and I will have a two type of test. One, I will directly connect to my MacBook to avoid any, interim solution like my CalDigit. And second test, I will do through the dock station. So we will see is it any difference or not. So I will connect this external SanDisk drive to my MacBook using Thunderbolt, right? So we will be able to see the speed. So I have several disk speed test windows. So let me select the disk SSD and let's do the test. And you see that it's real 1000, almost 1000 megabyte write speed and around 900 megabyte per second read speed. So take into account all this, averages, max and min options and possibilities. It could be the case sometimes with a little bit more, sometimes with a little bit less, but in general I see the speed is as promised on a box, which is good. Now I want to show you the speed of my external M2 NVMe. So let's select this M2 drive and let's start the test. And you may see that obviously that this external drive. Much faster than this external drive. This is SSD and this is SSD, but this is a different types of SSD, right? The write-read speed of this device is 2.5 times faster than this one from SanDisk. Okay guys, now let's see the real use case of this SanDisk, potential use case for you if you need this. So my external SSD M2 is just full. It's 4 terabyte and it's 4 terabyte occupied on this external drive. So you see on your screens right now that I have for 2023, let me check, I have 1 terabyte of data for 2023. And I wanted to do a backup from this more fast disk to this little bit more slower disk, but for backup options, maybe I will need something, so I will be able to search and find and copy. So it's not for, you know, everyday read and write, it's just to store something for the future purpose. So let me just do like this. And here we go. So you can see that this this part is this SanDisk external SSD, and I'm copying 1 terabyte of data, and it will take about 20 minutes, right? What does it mean? So let's assume that it's 2 million megabyte divided by 20 minutes. This is 100,000 megabyte per minute divided by 60 seconds, and we have around 1,500 megabytes per second, which is a little bit more than promised, but also you understand that this estimate is not real. So let me do the following. We started around 1 p.m. my time, so let's see, 1:00. Let's see when we will finish, and we will be able to say how fast was this backup. Okay guys, you see that it's already 1 p.m. 25 minutes and it's still 8 minutes left, which means in total most probably it will be more than 30 minutes. And if we will transfer this into speed into like per second, transferring 1 terabyte over 30 minutes, it's around 500 megabyte per second, which is not 1000, right? So this is a real example. We are copying from this device, which is much more like faster than this one, directly through MacBook. So nothing in the middle. So this guy is not taking part in it, which means that this is your real case of backupping data from one day-to-day use device to this backup device, and it's around 500-600 megabyte per second, which is not so fast. Obviously, maybe it depends on what you are copying. I copying a lot of small and medium and large files, that's why it's maybe a little bit longer, but this is my case, right? And now I want to talk with you about is it make sense or not, because this is the main point. And let me try to explain you my logic. So this is SanDisk 4 terabyte, this SSD, this guy. And on the moment of recording of this video on Amazon in US, you can purchase this for around $380 plus taxes. So, but let's assume 380, which is almost with taxes. It will be $100 per terabyte with a speed theoretically 1000, on practical case 500-600, right? My silicon power, this guy, right, which is much faster, like 2.5 times, in reality most probably 3 times quicker than this guy, also for 4 terabyte, cost $200 24. You also need, of course, NVMe enclosure, right? And it will be additional $100. So in total, it will be, let's assume, 350. It could be also 400 if you will choose, like for example, Samsung, which will be a little bit more expensive. I'm showing my real example, but you can select something cheaper or with a higher price, right? So $400, and this is $400. And this 4 terabyte and this 4 terabyte, but this is much more quicker than this guy. Question, at least my question: what's the point, or what's the sense to purchase this disk for the same amount of terabytes but much slower? Maybe, guys, I'm missing something, some idea behind, or I don't know. Maybe you can help me in the comments under this video. But in general, it's hard to understand what's prevent me to buy just one more like this, right? Or maybe invest into some more advanced NVMe enclosure where I can put several memory cards like this, right? And or why I should not just buy one more enclosure and memory card and get this additional 4 terabyte of data for the same price as this guy, but I will have 3 times faster memory inside.